2 decades. One mission. You can't touch this.
You can't touch this.
This is Hot FM at 20. The heat is on.
Being Gen Z can be crazy. Balancing life and the pressure of social media. Worry not. We've been there, we are there, or we will get there. It's Gen Z Central on Hot 87.7.
Hello, it's a lovely Saturday afternoon and we're here to make it even better. Welcome to Gen Z Central on Hot 87.7, the ultimate spot for Gen Zs to relax and share your thoughts, because you know what? It's just what we do here. That's the vibe. Today we're discussing and diving into the topic of sex for grades and its impact on our youths and also the education system in Zambia. This issue has been around for a while now, and while it's prevalent, it also needs to be spoken of. It also affects secondary, tertiary education and universities. We'll delve deeper into this conversation and later you'll be able to join in. But remember, we're here every Saturday from 14 hours to 15, and you can catch us on your phone or TV through Radio Garden or Radio Box, DSTV and GoTV as well. Don't forget to follow us on all of our social media platforms. It's Hot FM Zambia across the board.
This is Gen Z Central.
Gen Z Central. Hi guys. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Murshani won't say.
Shabia, how are you?
Why the seriousness?
I'm fine, mwanje.
Shabiati barishani bonse mkwai tamusengera bonse ewe mfura kumurabasa wa Hot 87.7 FM not kwancha 20 years this year, so tore mistama shout out once kama kare wangu makuchu.
Welcome back, chance up.
Wow,
how was
Shabi.
last week? It was trying to get the hold down. How did things go?
Without you?
Did you miss me?
Nah, trust me, we didn't.
Oh, Wellington wasn't there last week. I didn't even notice.
You and I both.
He wasn't here.
You're a bunch of traitors.
Oh, even on the YouTube video he isn't there. Like, yeah, the YouTube show isn't there. No, he wasn't here last week. Like, no, he wasn't.
Oh yeah, that's why it was more peaceful.
You know what? This is why I like Candace.
She
She
was
doesn't
actually
do
the
this.
one who was saying there's peace. There's tranquility, there's peace.
You know what? There wasn't peace online this week, though. There was a lot of fights, eh? People got into it. Namwila, Sasha versus Melanin. What deal?
That, you know, me, I don't put myself in social media drama, but this one, it was too, I don't know why they started the fight, but they just started it, and then they went overboard because they added in parents and whatnot. Oh, after all, your mom. I don't even know what to say.
I say these things, they're so embarrassing, and this all happened just because their friendship fell out, and one of them was trying to let go and the other one was trying to keep the friendship. In the end, it ended up in a whole beef on TikTok, and everyone knows their business now.
And this is what we see almost all the time in Lusaka. People fail to hold their friendships, and if they break off, there's always me, I'm fighting Wellington on social media. And why do they bring their business on social media?
Why not is the question.
No, but why should we know what's going on?
Here's the thing, guys. It's a game of numbers. Nowadays, people will cause beef just to get numbers. You know what I mean? Like, if Namwila and I chill together, then we just make a plan to say, oh, let's do this to get numbers. Let's have an example of there's a gentleman called he's not necessarily an upcoming artist, but he's getting established here and there, Waiku, and another gentleman called Kasmula, and they faked a beef where Kasmula said, no, Waiku, you're dating my girl, you are my friend, I brought you into my house and everything like that, you know what I mean? And Kasmula became sort of relevant for the time. You know, Chile one, Muzukanji, not necessarily a fight with the I Love You song, him saying that he's dating Muzukanji at the time.
Okay.
It's about the stunts that pull the numbers. But all in all, I was listening to a young lady, an award-winning young lady, Mwangala Maunga, if you know her. She's talking about digital footprints and everything that you need to be wise about, especially when it comes to posting. So people are not wise nowadays. It's okay, so we were chilling together, now I'm going to expose you because my fan base will grow, and you expose me because our fan base will grow. That's what I think happened anyway.
And they don't like think about the impact afterwards, because they say a lot of stuff. And just imagine you're trying to get a job. They do have this BDS. They go through your background,
Yes,
see whether or
exactly
not
that.
what were you doing,
Yeah.
how do you handle, and just imagine who's gonna employ you if at all they employ you and then they fire you. You go embarrass the company.
Mr. Zimba,
But also the aspect of just humanity. If you and I have fallen out, it ends there.
This
It's-
is a conversation we're having.
we were
Yes.
having, like just leave it at that. If you and I were friends, we're no longer friends. I don't think it's important for me to now say, okay, remember Shabir, that day you said, the father of your baby is not him. Like, oh my God, why are we doing all of that for the people? But there was more fights as Jyoti and Angel, the thrift warriors, were going against Fresh Boy.
Listen, first of all, I'm invested in this one, guys. I'm completely invested. The thrift market is basically Salaula market, but the
Yes.
Salaula for rich kids.
Yes, that's how it is.
Yes. So, guys, everybody in here has thrifted before, unless you tell me you haven't thrifted before.
Oh, speak for yourself. I'm joking. I'm joking.
Okay, so Jyoti
I have thrifted on the
Namwila
phone.
is not joking.
On
Namwila
the
is
phone.
saying
Namwila
the
is
truth.
not joking.
No, I have thrifted before.
Okay,
guys.
on Instagram it's not thrifting.
It
That-
is.
No.
But then why are they called
Why
thrift
is
by
it
K,
priced
thrift by
500
K?
kwacha? Thrift.
Iwe thrifty akutia 500.
How
na
do you-
iwe Shabir.
Ah,
do you
when I
think-
was in my 5.
How do you think I know at Bongo Market? What do they call it? At Bongola Chitenge?
Nobody has ever said that.
No.
You're not helping
In
your
Sally's
case.
boutique. Okay. In any case, I'm invested in this because the thrift market was the past weekend. It happens as frequent as possible. So for those who don't know what thrift is basically Saraula. And bougie people come together and say, let's sell Saraula. So Jyoti was there the week that she came through for that show. That was the actual week that they had that thing. So afterwards, they post these things and they trend on TikTok. And then there's this gentleman called Certified Fresh Boy. Now Fresh Boy is basically a social media commentator, and in his social media commentary, this time around he said, hey, you go just because you don't have money to buy clothes from a boutique, and then you go and buy Saraula, and then you call it thrift. Shan. And Jyoti came for him and she said, everything that you wear on your TikTok, from your Gucci bag to your clothes, is fake, and you're saying we can't thrift.
But that was not his case. He said that you people, Bemo Mavala. I don't know if you guys saw these videos that were all over, like they where the people were dressed.
The
How
aesthetic.
Ninga can be Kochabe. That aesthetic is not an
It's
But
aesthetic.
not-
also,
not
you look like that sometimes. Like if we put you in that market, you would
Uh-huh.
fit in. You would blend in.
Yes, I would fit in, and I don't mind that. But the fact is that he didn't even mention anything. The way JT came for him, the way
I
JT
think it's because the fact that you think thrift equals I don't have money.
no, like listen to what
That's
he
what
said.
affected her.
Because I don't thrift my clothes, but they still look like an aesthetic, which some people there have as well. Most of the people who even go to the thrift market don't even go in thrifted clothes. They go in
Designer.
boutique
Yeah.
clothes. His saying was that, you guys, why are you dressing like this? Like there's a certain way some people were dressed. I don't know if you guys saw.
No,
the
you didn't. You
video.
didn't hear his video then.
I heard his video,
What's
and he
the
was
way?
like,
Is
what?
the way LGBT Because I saw
Yes.
that a lot. I
That's what he was trying to
I
say
was
without trying
"Ooh,
to say."
Is this a thrift market?
There
Is
was
it
one,
a
guys.
like?
There was one,
I don't
guys.
know where
I
we're
feel
going.
like that's what he was trying to say without saying it actually.
But he didn't say it wisely, because he said you don't have money and then you go and then you buy Saraula and you call it thrift. That's not thrift. Those are some things that actually even Jyoti was addressing in a video.
But Joyty was just like bashing him when he didn't even say that he goes to Gucci. He said the boutique, as we said. So it's not even original. Even he knows.
To the ones that go to the thrift market, stop dressing up like that.
Like homeless people.
You are scaring
No,
us.
not like homeless
Not even
people.
just like homeless.
There's some
people.
type of
Why is
way.
that? And also, Namwila and I always talk about this. We come from a different world.
Yeah.
Like, who are those people, honestly? Because me, I don't have anyone like that in my life.
I know, right?
I was like, who are you? How do you... Anyway, last fight, Junior, Luala, and Giselle.
You see.
Say it the way they say it.
Junior, Luala, and Gezile.
How am I so invested in these fights, guys? What have I been doing with my life?
Awe kwena kuli
Giselle.
drama.
Okay, let me break it down. So, Gazile and Junior Wala have a kid together. It's in public domain. The kid's name is Kamia. So, Gazile, throughout the course of the week, blew the internet. The week, actually, from like weekend into the week, saying things like Luala does not pay anything for the child, doesn't take the child to school, buy the child clothes or food. And this is in light of a picture video on TikTok that Junior Wala posted saying he had a light-skinned girl. They posted hands together and he said, I and ye maskini yetu makonda noti aja kuchipata. Ya doti aja. Maona ga?
Aliko na bebe.
So then that's when everything happened and Gazile just brought all the dirty laundry with, sorry for lack of a better term, with her friend who just made me cringe throughout the whole video with everything. She was just backing and being a praise singer and everything like that. But all in all, she brought all the dirty laundry, guys. And Junior Wala did mention that he's going to go live on Wednesday to go and expose. Did he go live, guys? I didn't catch that live video.
I don't think he did go live.
He's just been counting money, dollars.
He's just posting himself going to his kaka in his little outfits.
Correction cars.
I just want to say, dear Gazile, you didn't have.
Stop it.
Stop it.
Stop
like,
it.
why are you bragging about being a baby mom's? Can we?
At this point,
Solochi, what's her name?
Florence Solochi.
She came on and said, hey, so us that told you morning after pill is just 40 questions. One night stand is what you can have a baby for when we're telling you, well,
Yeah.
I'm just like, hey, guys.
And going back to digital footprint, this Kamia baby is gonna grow up.
Yeah.
And we don't forget, as the internet, she should ask Millie, she should ask the Z farmer. The internet will bring receipts. Anyway, let's break it up with some music. And I think the person who put up this particular song is very malicious, because where is the song Mimba?
I'm the one who put it there.
Here is Mimba by Omaps, JK and Eddie Kenzo.
Kutuma kulusaka kupuzila wabwela kona mimba we anakuza nyoko we kuli matenda osakonda vimbombo we wabwela ni mimba anakuza nyoko we kuli matenda osakonda shawama we wabwela ni mimba tina kutuma kulusaka kupuzila wabwela kona mimba wi anakuza wiso we kuli matenda kukonda vimbombo we wabwela ni mimba anakuza wiso we kuli matenda kukonda mapiza we wabwela ni mimba
Tina kuza iwe, kuli matenda. Nani kulika nifamu, mwana basamyenda shakala gwe tokola ebya shakala shatokola dombya fudogo dombya fudo mama kadogo dayo ne berio oja funengolo dayo ne berio tuli siriasi dayo ne berio oja funengolo toka na berio
ninakutuma kulusaka kupuzila wabwela kona mimba wii
FM. The heat is on. This Easter, get ready for an exciting adventure. Join us for the Easter Egg Hunt 2025, a fun-filled family show like no other. On the 21st of April 2025 at Cheetah Gardens, Lusaka. Amazing entertainment and an unforgettable egg hunt. Bring the whole family and stand a chance to win incredible prizes from our amazing sponsors, EcoGin, Zooks Branding, Cheetah Lodge, Sandila Tradings, and Yo-Yo Fun Snacks. Tickets are only 100 kwacha for adults and 50 kwacha for children between 6 and 12 years old. Tickets are available at Hot FM and online via BGS e-Ticket. For more information, call or WhatsApp 0960 389 882 or 0772 817 617. Don't miss out on the fun. We can't wait to see you there.
This is Gen Z Central on Hot FM.
Gen Z Central on Hot 87.7. You were listening to Yo Maps, Eddie Kenzo, and wait, is it? No, it's not Eddie
Kenzo.
It's not Eddie Kenzo.
It is who?
It's Eddie Kenzo.
It's Eddie Kenzo.
Oh, I'm mixing up that guy from Zimbabwe and him.
Yes,
I'm mixing up Boma and Mimba. Such a lovely album. That Try Again. Boma had the guy from Zimbabwe,
Ja
Praiser, yes. So Eddie Kenzo and JK
You were nice.
on Mimba. Can I just do my link? Okay.
Yes.
Eddie Kenzo, Yo Maps, and what's the other
Jordan Katambula, JK.
I was about to say Chameleon. We're getting into our main conversation today, and we're kind of like getting into the idea of sex for grades. Shabir.
As a student, what do you do?
Why do you think students get involved with sugar daddies or sugar mummies?
People you ask her that, I am a A+. Are they genuine? Or Shabia Madam A+?
But Shabia is smart.
Is smart, my bad man.
Shabia machita pass. Muna mona pokuvelenga shabubi.
I'm a velenga, baby girl.
So tell us, why do you think your fellow, because it's not you, your fellow students,
definitely not me.
Why do you think they get involved with sugar mummies and daddies?
I feel like most of the times it's for the lifestyle, and peer, like their peers might have, like, you know, that good background from the family and stuff like that, and then trying to catch up with that type of lifestyle that you don't have mostly.
I think for most, it's not necessarily, like on my end, it's not necessarily for them to catch up with the lifestyle. Some people genuinely have struggles with learning. Some, it's peer pressure, so they find themselves in situations they can't fully explain to themselves, and when they can't fully explain themselves, the expression that comes out of there is the sex for grades thing, because they want to pass. You know, the CA the CA is at 10, it's out of 40, and it's a last paper, you know, and most people will do whatever I've seen students do crazy things for them to just pass their exams or get their CA to even a 30 out of 40. So those could be some reasons.
So you're saying
someone no, George, we're asking, why do you think someone should get into with a sugar mommy and sugar dad?
Oh, sorry, I was way into the conversation. Why do you think somebody can get involved with? Because they want, number one. Number two, finances. Money, guys. Money is nice, but remember, scripture says that the love of money is the root of all evil. Not money itself, the love of it is the root. So some people, because they love money uncontrollably, they want to fund a certain lifestyle. You know, because Namwila is wearing this pink dress, I also want this pink dress. Namwila bought it in the boutique for 2,500. If you make 2,500 you per month for 1 pin. You know what I mean? So for you to finance that 2,500 for you to finance that 2,500 lifestyle, you need to have somebody who can, you know, provide for you at a certain level. So you're going to find yourself as a Benton or as a sugar baby and get that lifestyle for you to achieve it.
I really think people are just adventurous.
How?
How?
Like they just want to explore, because I mean every majority of people are found with sugar daddies and sugar mummies. So like if George has a sugar mummy, why not try having a sugar daddy too?
And you know what though, let me say this, I know people that I know people that have like a sugar daddy, right? But I don't think I know anyone who has a sugar mommy. I know they're there, but like
they just hide
do
it.
gents then cover it well?
Yes, they
right?
do. Actually.
Yeah,
because we can. Because when someone is a sugar baby as a female,
It's
you will
open,
see that
yes.
there will be a Range Rover parked outside at 01 of the boarding house. You know that you like the signs, but with a guy, how do we
It's
tell?
also the same, but you just think it's his.
The thing with men, right? They like to be controlling. Don't come at this time. No, Wellington. No. I want you to picking up my cons. I'm by the gate.
By the gate.
But then sugar mummies are very understanding. You know what I mean? Oh, baby George. Can I come?
I know I look like a baby, but I'm the worst example. I think it's like this. For men, we have a plan. You know what I mean, eh? If we receive money from the sugar mommy, we will put it somewhere. But you know from the signs of the new clothing, the new shoes, the new phone, not the cars. We're not necessarily focused on that. We'll get a car in good time. You know what I mean? But it's the little things that, you know, this could be expensive. That's where we are at.
But I feel like, again, at some point, it's how the people think, you know? Because today we'll see George with money, we'll be like, George is hustling.
He worked hard.
Sugar mommy. But
Hustle.
when we see a girl, it's like, oh, she got that
she's
from a
selling,
sugar daddy.
you know, which is so crazy. And I think that's what I've drifted towards, Shabie, that with a guy, we're like, oh, he hustled, he's grinding.
Exactly.
And then with a girl, it's like she sold, she's selling.
And girls are low-key loud about it. You know, we're
High-key loud about
high-key loud about it.
Very loud about
Yeah,
it.
in your sugar daddy's car, you've posted the picture
Ali
of
Jeep.
the Jeep. Like, which is small gems that
You
we know
are
you're
Kaingo
getting.
Rocks.
Red cards.
I'm not supposed to say that. No, but you're somewhere on Leopardville Road.
Yes. Which small boy? We know your boyfriend, and we know that he's
He can't take you to Kenya. Who's taking you to
who's
Kenya?
taking you to Kenya? And also,
Your
they'll be
parents.
posting such things like, "Oh no, my man, money."
My man.
They're so loud about it, and then guys are just like, "You don't have to now."
And also the guys have girlfriends.
Yeah.
Like the guys who channel their money from the mommy into the girlfriend. Like
Johnny.
oh my gosh.
But listen, I have a quick story.
Sounds like money laundering to me.
I don't club, babe. If I'm in the club, it's usually for work purposes. There was this one time
George.
that I was chaperoning some young people in a name club in Lusaka, and I remember I did meet a colleague of mine. She should be in her 20s. Names withheld. The man that she was with was not her age, not anywhere near her age. And I did look around in the club, and many young ladies were with these people with big bellies. You know what I mean? Like, for me, it was a whole culture shock because I'm not exposed to that environment as much. So I was like, oh, those things that we actually hear are real. Like on the table of my colleague, there were drinks, colleagues. There were drinks.
you want to chill with the big boys.
Yeah.
There were
I
drinks.
have a thing for the I have a warning for the big boys. You're the big boys. Why are you doing what you're doing with our young girls?
Because they're not doing them.
No. And I had I was in the midst of like uncles talking, and they're like, you know what, the nursing schools should be should congratulate us because we're paying these people's school fees.
Uh-huh.
I know, which is crazy because we're about to get into the school fees conversation, sex for grades, and so much more. It's still Gen Z Central on Hot 87.7. Keep it locked.
Gen Z Central. Being Gen Z can be crazy. Balancing life and the pressure of social media. Worry not. We've been there, we are there, or we will get there. It's Gen Z Central on Hot 87.7.
You know the place to be every Saturday at 14 hours. Gen Z Central on your coolest station, number one for news and entertainment. Today we're getting into the conversation sex for grades, and what a way to segue into it. But I think before we go any further, I would really just love to get into the foundation of this thing, eh? Now, the harsh truth is that sex for grades, unfortunately, fortunately, is not a system, even though people make it a system. It's an abuse of power at its core. It's not a legitimate process, and it definitely does not work for everyone. In fact, it doesn't really work at all because it only creates a false illusion of success built on manipulation, silence, and fear. Usually, it starts with subtle hints, comments, extra attention, or even threats. And until a student feels like they have no other option, it's not always about seduction. Sometimes it's coercion, but sometimes the student does it because they need to survive. It's a survival mechanism at that moment. But here's the thing, this arrangement is selective, it's very exploitative, and it's temporary. A few times you feel like you're gaining things, but in the long run, it's your self-worth that's going down, your credibility, even your career growth, because people know that they can bring you down or they put you there because of what you offered to them. So it doesn't work for everyone, and it shouldn't work for everyone, and it's not a system, and we should not normalize it regardless of how much we feel like we're in a position not to give any other option.
That's right. You talked about it not being a system. It's really not a system, and for a fact, it doesn't work for everyone. It really, for me personally, I'm studying a course that my exams are computer based, and they're not set in Zambia, you know. So I've never really experienced like my core friends having to sleep with the lecturer, or hearing any of my friends within the class institution sleeping with the lecturer for a grade. You know what I mean? Because like
that's true.
It's not, they're not giving you the grade, but then other people quite alright should find your lecturer giving you hints like, hey Shabi, oh my god, I like the way you shiny, and then he goes on to say, if you don't do this, I'm going to fail you.
Speaking on that, sorry to cut you short, I've heard countless stories where a lecturer just goes to a girl. The girl is smart, this happens on some occasions. The girl is smart, and all of a sudden he says, if you do not sleep with me, if you don't give me what I want, I'm going to fail you. And when the girl refuses, trust, the girl fails.
Exactly.
The girl has got no option because that's the lecturer that has been selected, and she's got no proof that the lecturer is coercing her or is threatening her. At the end of the day, she'll have to agree or switch schools. Now, a switch of schools automatically means that you have to start again from for the whole year without exemption, especially if you haven't graduated into another year. So there's all those things that one needs to take into account. Sometimes not always the lady's fault or the guy's fault, because even gentlemen are coerced by lady or female lecturers to get their grades if they're going to do that thing.
Yeah, so because how do you go back home and do that? Mami, uku. The lecturer any funa because of grades. And at the end of the day, she'll ask you, how come only you? Manzako very,
so
That's so true.
your grades are low, something like that. Sometimes it's really hard to actually open up.
True, and I want to say that's where we're having the conversation, that we open people's minds to options that they can do when they're in this situation. That's one side of the conversation, where the lecturer or whoever is in charge, like I said, it's exploitative of their power. They come to you. But I've heard stories, and I would not say from where, but I've heard stories where the students approach the lecturers offering themselves up to get into maybe, you know, that quartering system where like maybe the first year we're all in the same foundation program, and then the next year we have to do whatever. And so because you want to go into a program that's of prestige, or you know that there's a cutoff point, you decide to offer yourself up for that. And then I think now I want to segue into the fact that it's not just sex for grades, it's sex for promotions, it's sex for preferential treatment. And once you start the cycle, it goes on because you believe that the value of hard work can be simplified by what's in between your legs, whether male or female, you know. Unfortunately, it doesn't stop at university level. It changes its name. It becomes something else. You know, it's no longer sex for grades. It's sex for promotions. It's like sex for job, and all of these things. And I understand the desperation, because the other day on the news I saw a story where a woman offered herself up to a policeman, I believe, to somebody who she loaned money, and the person refused to give her back the money. And then she went to the police, and the police said, if you want this case to go further, offer yourself up to me so that I can help you. To think that even in government institutions, sex is a currency, you know, even in a time like now, it's quite insane. And it doesn't work out, in as much as in the moment you might get what you want to get. Your reputation, the truth, the humanity of it all. I don't know how people live after such.
Reputation is not even considered. It's about leverage. People have understood the concept of leverage really well. The moment you sleep with the lecturer, the lecturer's life is over. Whether you slept with him in year 1, if you need something, he owes you. Can't do anything. Your reputation as a student, it can go down the drain. But the moment that he or she is blacklisted, they can't find a job in their actual field. They have to resort to now selling Saraula or something. So many thrift. So many people do it because they're sick. Like, it's that high of, I have something on you, I know what you did last summer, you know what I mean? And then now the adrenaline rush is what I'm going in for.
But then now, if we come to think about it, like the way George gave an example of someone who's intelligent and they already have the grades and everything like that.
Like you?
A lecturer comes to them and then they try to get in with them. If I, as a student who's been in that situation, if I go to the administration, am I able to get help? Are they going to side with me or the lecturer? That's the question, actually.
I don't think the systems have been put in place for such kind. So it's either they'll tell you, okay, no, drop the class this semester, you take it next semester, and then maybe another lecturer is going to take you and you won't have those problems. Or they'll just tell you, okay, we'll look at it, we'll look into it, and they never get back to you. And which also doesn't affect you as a person. It affects your other friends that you've taught. It's affected Shabia, it's affected, because now everybody's scared about this lecture, about that. And you know, it also draws on to your friends. So if you fail, even your friend is going to fail. Then your friend, you could tell at the lecturer said that if I don't sleep with him, now was look, I will encourage you at Shabia, just go sleep with him. You want me to fail? Like, do you get the point?
Exactly. No, because I'm not about to fail. I'm not about to fail.
Guys, honestly. But I don't understand this. I don't. Like, why can't you just speak up? I believe there's a decency in your dean of students, in your dean of academics. Somewhere you can go, and especially if they're a woman. You know that post at woman too. Like, I've come to you as a woman. I'm here as a woman. You know, she should have some form of empathy.
And then she doesn't like you, the same woman.
No. 09
because the lecturer is a husband.
870-877 0974-870-877. Have you ever been in this situation? We'll hide your identity. Call us. We want to hear what you have to say.
That's right. I think doubling back to Namuela's point, one thing that I think all of us need to understand in this day and age is, for some universities, that is, they have set up guidance counselors. That's something that's actually really commendable, and they actually hire people who've, you know, done psychology, people who they can tell that if you're telling the truth or if you're lying, you know what I mean. So I think approaching now some institutions which are wise enough anyway, they'll be able to assist you because they know that this is the actual case that has happened, and they can be able to unravel the particular situation. So it's a whole lot of things that are happening, yes, in universities, in institutions, but as Wellington has said, it's required of you to voice out and not necessarily keep quiet. Nobody should take advantage of you at the end of the day, or worse, you shouldn't take advantage of a lecturer because you have the ability to. I mean,
what is that? What is
it's
that?
called seduction.
0974-870-877 0974-870-877. We want to hear what you have to say about this conversation, but I think it's enough of the ruins. Isn't it? Or it's not enough
it definitely is enough of the ruins. Don't ruin your future anyway. Here's Asha and Feels with Ruin.
Took your time with me. Yeah, you gave me all these memories that I regret. All I can do is congratulate you and me for everybody. Yeah, you ruined me for everybody. Wake up in the morning, a different girl be on my line. Constantly be calling, every day I still decline. See, this exactly what you did. You ruined me for everybody. You ruined me for everybody. Bye-bye, good riddance for the last time. So you can charge up, baby, get it right next time. Different time, baby, and you can be mine. Ruin me for everybody. You ruin me for everybody.
Babylon tricks where you put up on me. Cause back then I was very lonely. I still am, I'm just trying to find peace every day. My heart is on holiday.
Still gives me sleepless nights. Sometimes I wonder how it happened all of a sudden. You ruined me for everybody. I wake up in the morning, different girls be on my line, constantly be calling me, I just don't reply. See, this exactly what you did. You ruined me for everybody. You ruined me for everybody. Whoa. Bye-bye, good riddance for the last time. So you can try. Maybe you can get it right. Different time, baby, you can be mine. You ruined me for everybody. You ruined me for everybody. Bye-bye, good riddance for the last time. For the last time. So you can try. Baby, get it right next time. You can get it right. Different time, baby, you can be mine. You ruined me for everybody. You ruined me for everybody.
Yeah, I think you just ruined it.
for me.
For everybody, right? Everybody. Yeah, you ruined it for everybody. That's Asha and Feels with Ruin. Hope you enjoyed it. We are on Gen Z Central having a conversation around sex for grades. We have a caller.
We've lost the caller. 0974-870-877 0974-870-877. Sex for grades. Have you ever been in the situation, and how did you get out? You know, that's what I want to find out. How did you get out of a situation where someone solicited, they suggested, they seduced you. They enticed you. They said, what is happening?
Induced the idea.
Yeah. 0974-870-877 0974-870-877.
Most of the time we might find that we are not the ones in the situation. It's probably a friend of ours that has been in the situation, and how do we help them out? You know, I feel like if one of my friends was to be in such a situation and I know it's not his or her fault, maybe because the person is naturally smart but the lecturer is so obsessed with the girl or the guy, I would, because I hate anything to do with rape. I hate anything to do with like forcing someone to do something that they don't want. So I'll try by all means to help the person by speaking to like counselors at school and whatever to help them in that situation. But we have a call. Hello, who are we speaking to and where are you
Hello.
from?
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you? Could you please reduce the volume on your radio?
Okay, it's off.
Okay, who are we speaking to? Where are you calling us from?
Yeah, speaking to Uncle Zach.
Uncle Zach. Okay,
Yeah.
our conversation is sex for great.
He's not wearing any thrift. No, he's not. That's not.
You're malicious, sir.
Just so we're clear, and from the get-go, he's not wearing any.
You don't do thrift. Okay.
But he intends to go and pass through there and perhaps. Apparently, they've got very good garments. If you're looking for authentic, tough-tested.
Uncle
By the way, those garments are tough-tested.
Uncle Zach, you sound like a millennial. It will be overstimulating for you. Don't go there. Don't go there.
Let me leave it there. Now let's deal with the issue sex for grades.
Yes.
It's actually a very important topic, and well done to you guys thinking through it and wanting to have the conversations around such important issues. First of all, you need to understand that to everything that happens of that nature, there is always the victim, and there's always the proponent. Unfortunately, the Gen Zs finding themselves in a situation where they are exposed to environments that have got people who are somewhat a couple of years or many years ahead of them. So sometimes it's not even that these young ones are the ones who instigate or initiate the conversations. They are led into this. That's on the one hand. On the other hand, there are the much older ones who are also in certain environments where they pretty much are tired of the routine they've been doing and they want to go to the next level, and they see that as a way out. A friend of mine once actually said something quite amazing. I found it very, strange and funny at the same time. He says,
Business.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Thanks so much, Uncle Zach.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much for calling in. 0974-870-877, 0974-870-877. And if you're a Gen Z caller, you stand a chance of winning a +1 movie ticket courtesy of Levy Cinemas.
We have a call. Hello, who are we speaking to and where are you calling us from?
Hey, I'm calling you within Lusaka.
Okay, who are we speaking to?
I'll remain anonymous.
Okay, great.
You need to tell us a nice story now. The fact that you're anonymous means you've got something to say.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Well, it's about my daughter. I like your discussion. My daughter was at CBU. And that should be about 2 or 3 years ago. Okay, so she was punished for not agreeing with the lecturers to sleep with her. Okay, and she had to move from Copperbelt to Lusaka, and she had to start all over again, like you are saying, because this time she was going to graduate, I think about 2 years or so. So it's really bad in these universities what is happening. We are very disappointed with our brothers that are lecturers in these universities. And I know there are very few people that are genuinely lecturing there. So, yeah, it's a big thing, but I don't know how we can handle it.
No, for the fact that we're talking about it, I bet everybody is hearing and we can move forward with the situation. But for your input, we would love to give you and your daughter a movie ticket to Levis Cinemas. You can go any day from Monday to Thursday and just say Gen Z Central sent you.
All right, okay,
so
sure.
Touching,
Thank you.
So touching.
Thank you so much for sharing your story.
Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
Awesome. Yeah, and I think for us here in studio, we really love to hear your perspective about these conversations. And every time when you share something personal, it's important to us. There's help. And unfortunately, it doesn't go to everybody else. But know that you can speak out, you can go to the police, you can report these cases because it's sexual harassment.
We have a call. Hello, who are we speaking to and where are you calling us from? You're through to Hot FM.
Yes, how are you? Right.
Good, thanks. How are you?
I'm alright, how are you?
Great.
George, wakambata?
Nakamba zani?
Namuka wakamba something in background.
Awe, nidizini. Aba ni Uncle Bright, asimameni.
Amen.
Okay, Uncle Bright, it's good to hear from you. Please go ahead.
Uncle Bright sounds like he's about to beat George.
I will run away from him.
No, I wouldn't.
Please go ahead, Uncle Bright.
Okay, yeah. So I think I not experienced that, but when I was at Evening On, I think some of the girls, my classmates then, they suffered that. Where this lecturer would tell them to say, you pay me in kind. I'm going to favor you during this exam and you're going to pay me in kind. I think that's when I came to understand to say, oh, this is what they mean when they say pay in kind. And these are some of the girls that I associated with. And they'll tell you, okay, so this man, maybe this lecturer by this name is telling me this. So some girls fall for that, especially those that are lazy. But for some, then I think with the thing of maybe going to the administration and what have you, I don't think it's working. Because students would have been sensitized about that. And if the management were that serious, I think this thing wouldn't have been this rampant like it is now.
Yeah.
So I think those that are hearing, schools, management and what have you, let's engage in these things. I've seen some of the lecturers when I go to Evening On, then I know to say, those things that they were doing, it's working now.
Up to them.
It's so painful.
Yeah,
no,
it has worked on them.
Thank you so much for your input, Uncle Bright.
All right, guys.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
If it's not happening to you, it's happening to someone else. It might not happen to Shabir or George or in our circle, but it's happening out
to
there.
someone else. And also for me, you who's in charge of a school, you who's called kids from Lusaka, Ndola, even outside the country, you bring these kids onto your institution, they report this matter and you don't do anything about it, but you get money from these kids and are here to offer them a safe space to learn. Somebody needs to come and respond to this. Whoever it is, like whoever you are, if you're a dean, if you're whoever it is,
sitting on that board.
Who's sitting on that board, like genuinely. And also for the police or the lawmakers, are there channels in which students under institutions can properly, divert their grievances? Because I think that's the thing with university. There's no accountability on the university's end. It always feels like we're doing things for them, like they're doing us a favor. I paid money, a lot of money, to be in this institution. Why am I being treated like I'm just a bystander?
You know what I mean?
And we're going through a phase in the country where our girls are not protected, and this is still happening. And you hear people say when they go to administration, it's like one of those things.
They never hear. Even if you go through counseling, they'll just tell you heal from it. The lecturer won't be there anymore. I'll speak to the board. The lecturer won't leave the school, but you'll be there. Not teaching you, but teaching someone else who's going to pray to someone else.
Who's going to be a victim.
And this is it's very concerning, because when I heard about this topic, I overlooked it. I was just like, it's not happening to me. So like, it's not happening to Shabir. It's not happening to Candice. It's not happening to George or Wellington.
We don't know. We don't know.
But then you're out here hearing people saying, oh no, it's happening to my daughter. She had to move all the way from Copperbelt to come all the way to Lusaka to start from square one. Square one.
Ooh, like our universities need to do better.
No, they definitely do. And speaking of the police issue that you did raise, I think, we don't necessarily have one that attends to universities specifically, but we have the victim support unit in this country, which is basically a unit under the Zambia Police Service. It majorly provides assistance to victims of crime and gender-based violence. So basically it's still a crime if somebody does that to you, and they offer professional counseling, investigate complaints, and facilitates prosecution, especially in the GBV fast track courts. So you can go to the VSU and they'll be able to assist you in the event that the guidance counselors or the school, the university that you're at doesn't necessarily take up your issue. But speaking into how families get affected, if these young people actually do think about their families, or these lecturers actually do think about their families, I think they prioritize self first. Like, it's about me and about what I want. Humanity in itself is a very greedy creature, a very selfish creature, and because of the whole id in the mental state of the mind, that unconscious part, that desire, that has got that desire, you want what you want, and if I want Shabir and I want to get down with Shabir, I will find a way to get down with Shabir. You know what I mean?
In the name of Jesus.
Shabir
10 toes down.
If it's listen, if it's my desire and I want her, I'll find a way to effectively manipulate her, because I am selfish, I am greedy, but I am a predator, and the predator is smart. So you find these, and most especially these are traits that you find in these predators. Talk to somebody if you've experienced it. Talk to your family about it. Just like Mr. Anonymous, the CBU dad, shout out to you for actually making that step and taking the child away despite them starting from scratch. Also, Uncle Bright, for speaking to these young girls. We need, especially in universities, role models who can speak to young people. They are going through so much that they might not talk to somebody about. Talk to somebody. Find somebody to talk to. Pray, seek the Lord, go to counseling.
One last question. I don't know if this is going to spike emotion or anything.
Yeah.
Is it that, because people normally say energy is felt, so is it that most people that they target are people that don't have the level of confidence or self-esteem, so they know they would give in easily? Because I've never.
But also, I think it's not a direct question. I don't think someone will come up to you and be like, listen, they will. It's like George said, it's a predator. So they will put around measures to push you into a corner whereby in that moment, that's the only solution that's there. For example, you can't write an exam without a CA of 20. Then they'll ensure that all your other subsequent tests do not get to that part. You come to their office, they bring up an issue, and they're like, madam, you're a girl, you can do something. So I don't think it's a direct question. It's a pin you against the corner and target you.
Example, okay, let me give an example. You've seen the way George said, oh no, Shabir, this, and then Shabir goes on the way, you will never, in Jesus' name. You get my point?
Yeah.
She's already stood her ground. Do they actually target people that don't stand their ground?
If you stand your ground, they make it hell.
I feel like they can't target someone who they know has confidence.
That's exactly what I'm trying to say.
It has happened before. I've seen it happen before, and they normally just go to those people who are quiet, well reserved, they don't talk too much, and that's how it is in most of the cases. Because I'm saying this from what I have experienced. I'm not going to say it out loud because the person obviously doesn't want to be talked about on radio, but I have seen it, and it happened to the person who's the most quiet and someone who's shy, and they don't put themselves out there enough for them to stand their ground and fight for themselves.
So it's uyuning anga kambe, yes, the possibilities of her saying yes is
yes,
but
high.
The possibilities of Shabir saying no, even if I try and push her, she'll just say, oh, you know what, I'll leave. So
true.
There's nothing that you're benefiting at the end.
Oh gosh, our time has been well spent today. We could go on and on about the conversation, but thank you so much for joining us. We still have people trying to call in. Try again next week, because there's another great conversation to get into. If you ask me, I think sugar daddies and mommies should be separate. That we should come back and discuss all of that again.
I know.
Yes, but it has been Gen Z Central on Hot 87.7. We're wrapping up with amazing music from Serotonin. Thank you so much for tuning in. Up next is Nono Zaza with some old school hits. But before that, here's something from the new school guys.
Turning up the heat. Turn it up. Still blazing the airwaves. Hot FM 20. The heat is on.